Miami, Dallas. Now, I just want you to look at that and let it bake. If you're driving in your car today, I do not believe the Jets have a win on their schedule. The Giants get better every week. They're not going to remain at number 2. They're not. They're going to win a couple games. The Jags would like to win games because their GM and coach would like to keep their jobs. But I don't think they'll win a lot, maybe one. The Dolphins have the Texans pick, but Deshaun Watson's going to win 2 to 3 games because he's got a great left tackle. They didn't trade Will Fuller. They're going to win a couple games. And then the Cowboys at 5. Go look at their schedule today. Outside of Washington on Thanksgiving, find me the win. The Giants in Houston have no incentive to lose. The Giants are not going to give up on Daniel Jones for the second or third best quarterback in this draft. Joe Judge is trying to create a culture like Miami last year. He's got no incentive to lose. And he knows they're way better than the Jets, so they have no chance to get the, transcendent talent, Trevor Lawrence. So the Giants are playing to win. They could have won this week if not for a call. Giants will win games, and Houston will too. The Jets and the Jags have an incentive to lose, but the Jags front office and coach would love to win a game or two to retain their jobs. It comes down to Dallas. I believe the Jets, the Jags, and Dallas are going to have the top 3 picks in this draft. That's the top. All of them, right. We think, the Jets yesterday said, we're not taking Trevor Lawrence. We're with Sam Darnold, believe it or not. The Jags will take a quarterback. But if the Jets don't, Dallas at 2-14. And again, I think the Jags are going to win a game. Dallas is not far off from the number 2 pick in this draft. Justin Fields, and I don't know if you've watched a lot of Justin Fields, but last year Justin Fields had 41 touchdowns and 3 picks. This year he's got 6 touchdowns, no picks. That's 47 touchdowns and 3 picks. He's better this year than last year. Are you sure Dallas doesn't make that move? Now listen, I said this before. Dak is, the Dallas media is a little in the tank for Dak. They're a little in the tank because he's very good to the media. He's a very good kid. They're in the tank. And they kept coming on this show for a year saying, Dak's going to get a contract. And I kept saying, Jerry pays everybody. Why is not he paying Dak? I don't understand it. And they never paid him. And they assured us they were going to pay Dak. And they never did. And now the Dallas media remains kind of in the tank for Dak because, why? Because that injury was brutal. He's off the field crying. He's an easy guy to root for. Justin Fields is available. You going to tell me? Remember, Jerry already feels smart with Dak. You got him for a 4th rounder. He got you to the playoffs. Jerry's getting close to 75, 80 years old. Are we sure they'd pass on Justin Fields, who would be a number 1 pick in any other draft that didn't have Trevor Lawrence or Andrew Luck in it? Are we sure? You go look at that. You go look at that Dallas schedule. I don't see a win outside of maybe Washington. And again, I think Washington thinks they can win the division. And I think Washington players like their coach. And I don't like Kyle Allen, but he's better than who Dallas is starting week after week after week. And Thanksgiving's around the corner. I'm just saying, I was assured by the Dallas media. They were going to give Dak a long-term contract. And I am assured now by the Dallas media, Jerry loves him. Justin Fields is going to potentially be available. The Jets are the first pick. I think it's Dallas and the Jags for the 2nd pick. I don't know. He is an A to an A-plus prospect from a traditional power who's got 47 touchdowns and 3 picks and looks better this year than last, and last year he looked great. He was the number 1 high school quarterback in the country. He went to Georgia, then he transferred to Ohio State. I mean, he is big. He's got an arm. He can move. Supposed to be a great kid. I don't know. If I'm getting close to 80 years old and own an NFL team, that whole loyalty thing, that maybe works in my 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I don't know if it works when I get close to 80. And we know Jerry likes offense. I'm just saying. The Dallas media loves Dak, and I get it. I don't know how you don't have a meeting over Justin Fields. Like 6 of them. I don't know how you don't consider it. Dak could still get a job. But we're not talking about this. Jets, Dallas, Jags in this draft is incredibly possible. Incredibly possible. Because I don't see the wins on Dallas' schedule. All right, coming up next, something it's substantial. And let's have some fun this morning. Because I don't think we're going to see wild variations in the NFL. Some, but what we know right now who's really good. We know who's really bad. And then you're fighting over, teams that are probably not going to win the Super Bowl, but may or may not make the playoffs. So this morning, let's predict, as of what we have, the votes that are counted this morning, let's predict what's going to happen in the playoffs. So let's go to the AFC first. The number 1 seed is Pittsburgh, Kansas City, 2, Buffalo, 3, Tennessee, 4, Baltimore, 5, Colts, 6, Cleveland, 7. Current AFC playoff matchups. Cleveland at Kansas City. I said I thought Cleveland would make the playoffs. They are as of this morning. I would take the Chiefs at home. Colts at Buffalo is an interesting one. One of the toughest playoff battles to measure. Something's not right in Buffalo. Josh Allen is struggling. Cold weather's coming. Even though it's at Buffalo, I think the Colts offensive line would be the difference. They have a better defense, a better O-line. I'd take the Colts in a low, ugly weather, low-scoring game. And I would take the Titans over the Ravens. I think it's a good matchup. I think the coach, Mike Vrabel, everybody's allowed to have a 2- and 3-week ugly stretch in the NFL. The Titans did upgrade their defensive secondary at the trading deadline. I take the Titans. Steelers get the wild card bye. Next round of the AFC playoffs, Colts at Pittsburgh. We all know that Indianapolis with Phillip Rivers has a fairly low ceiling. Pittsburgh really doesn't. They can drop a 35-burger on you at any point. Pittsburgh at home may or may not have any fans there. I'd take the Steelers off a bye, the number 1 seed. Titans at Kansas City. Again, I think the Titans match up with Kansas City, but I'm taking the Chiefs here. I really do believe the untold story of Kansas City, going back to week 12 of last year, their defense is top 5. Chiefs defense really good. Then we go to the AFC Championship, and I would take Kansas City at Pittsburgh again. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes in a big spot, details buttoned up over Big Ben and Tomlin, though I like the Steelers' front 7. Pittsburgh lets everybody stay close. Kansas City can blow your doors off at any time. I take the Chiefs representing the AFC in the Super Bowl as of this morning. I don't think it's any wild speculation. I think most people think that, but that's how I think it would transpire. Let's go over to the NFC, where the top teams now, Seattle's a 1. They'd get the bye. Tampa 2, Green Bay 3, Philly 4, New Orleans 5, Arizona 6, LA Rams. First round Rams at the Buccaneers. I do not think this is a good matchup for the Rams. Jared Goff under pressure can struggle. I would take the Buccaneers in a rout. Arizona at Green Bay. This actually, I like Green Bay, and kind of comfortably. Green Bay struggles with teams that get in the face of Aaron Rodgers. The Cardinals' pass rush is spotty. Their defense is susceptible to big plays. If Devontae Adams is healthy, I'd take Green Bay here by about 10. Saints at Philadelphia. I don't buy the Saints. It'll be in cold weather. They don't throw the ball downfield much anyway. I don't like their defense this year. I love Philadelphia getting healthier, better offensive line, a quarterback that can knife that ball through cold weather. You'll have both Goddard and Zach Ertz back and Miles Sanders. I'd take Philadelphia to win the game over the Saints, and I feel strongly about it. The next round of the NFC playoffs, Philadelphia at Seattle, they will have met their match. Seattle's a better football team. Carlos Dunlap, Jamal Adams, if the running